Hujambo na karibu kwenye makala mengine ya ukulima mazao bora. Siku ya leo tutakuwa tunaweza kuangazia ukulima wa ng'ombe. Yes, we are dealing with dairy farming, na siku ya leo tumeweza kutembelea shamba la Legacy. Hapa tunaweza kuangalia mbinu mbalimbali ya kuweza kuhakikisha kwamba unatunza ng'ombe wako vizuri ili uweze kupata mapato mazuri. Thank you so much for having us here.
Yeah.
Can you introduce yourself and you tell us what you do over here?
Okay. My names are Mr. Wilson Kirui, farm manager, Legacy Farm. Yes, and we do all sorts of farming, including dairy.
Yes.
Which is the main enterprise.
So can you at least tell us about dairy farming, ile kazi ambayo huwa mnafanya tuonyeshe process mzima from how we get this milk. Unajua kuna a lot of preparation huwa zinafanyika before. So can you take us through that?
Okay. The main thing, it is a business. And any business, the aim is to make profit. So making profit means you have to balance and get the highest gross margin. So in that case, when you do dairy farming, you must have the right genetics. That's the most important factor. Secondly, you must practice the hygiene, because milk is a very sensitive item. It is a complete food. Therefore, anything can grow in it, especially bacteria and harmful organisms. So therefore, you have to have the right reagents to use for hygienic purposes, and you should have the right containers which can be washed easily and rinsed, and you make sure it is clean. So to start with, you must have a dairy structure where the animals are comfortable. The one we are going to see here, we shall see step by step. The shade where they sleep, where they eat, and where they move around, because they must do some exercise. Then after that, you are now good to go. Then you have the structures of hygiene. You must have a food bath. In that food bath, you must put the right detergent, like that one. Like for example, this one is a disinfectant. We have several of them, but this is an example. Which it disinfects equipment, premises, and kill germs, disease-causing organisms. So you put in a food bath, so that when visitors visit the dairy, you have to step on it, so that you don't carry the disease-causing organism into your dairy. This is the food bath. Any person visiting the farm, you must put your foot in this food bath, disinfection. Then now you are free to walk anywhere in the dairy. And then after that, when you are washing the sleeping areas, you also disinfect with the same. So that one we have done away with it. And then you have to have another one, which you use to wash the udder and the teat. So this one, you put it in another dips. This is called udder wash and teat dip. So this one, this is the chemical now. You put in here, you dilute. Then this is where the teat of the cow will be dipped inside here. That is after milking.
And how does it come from here iweze kuingia ndani?
Unafinya tu hapa. Unaona inakuja hivi. So that one, ukifinya hiyo, sasa ile umemaliza kukamua, then you dip the teat, so that it can disinfect that area. One factor is this: when you are milking, the teat canal is open. So ng'ombe psychologically, when it comes here, it knows that it's aware that it is being milked. So the body will communicate and make sure that the teeth is open, releasing milk.
Yeah.
So immediately after milking, you are not supposed to allow the animal to go straight to sleep, because still that route is open. Therefore, disease organism can go in through. So that's why we dip this one.
Yeah.
And then we take the cow straight to go to feeding area. When it is feeding, it is standing.
Yeah.
So 30 minutes after that, the teeth closes there, that route.
Yes.
So this one prevents the
Germs.
infection.
Infection.
Yeah.
Wow.
Then after that, you weigh your milk. This is another machine which is very important,
Yeah.
because we are now doing recording of production. Every cow, I started with genetics. So genetics determines how much a cow can produce.
Yeah.
So the higher the producer, the better the business, isn't it?
Yeah. Do
So-
we name the cows?
Oh yeah. That is another area. Every cow iko na china, and we call it ear tagging. So that ear tags are placed and are placed in strategic position,
Yeah.
so that when the cow comes, anafanya masikio hivi, you read the name. And then the cow also will understand, anajuanga the name yake. Especially these ones, they know their names.
Wow.
When you call so and so, anakuja. Kaingia kukamuliwa, mwingine anangoja. And then you call that one, this one is going out.
Yeah.
And then we weigh every animal's milk and record in the book. That's why we have electric balance, which can give you even at the decimal places.
Yeah.
But the main thing is that we are weighing for the purposes of production and for the purposes of assessment, so that you know these genetics are better
Yeah.
than this one. So you improve on that one.
So this is the main milking area.
This is called milking parlor. Yeah, in terms of technical terms.
Yeah.
And the way it is designed is that there should be somebody sitting there comfortably. The cow should also be comfortable,
Yeah.
and the place is clean enough, and the facilities are all over. You bring those cans, you milk, you put them there, then you weigh, and the cows are moving and coming.
Inakamuliwa saa ngapi?
Mara tatu. From saa 11 asubuhi na nusu up to saa 1. Then in the afternoon, saa 6. And then in the evening, from 4 o'clock.
From 4.
Yes.
Okay.
And then that is the day gone. And there is a routine. You need to condition the animals.
Yeah.
As soon as they are finished milking here, they'll go and eat. Then after feeding there,
Yeah.
they come out to drink water. After drinking water, they can now rest, because the cows always have what we call chewing the cud. Wakati wanaenda kufeed there, anaweka tu kwa mfuko, naitwa rumen.
Yes.
So in the rumen it is softened and then inarudisha tena kukula sasa kama sisi. That is when anakaa hapo chini analala aki chew the cud.
Can you take us through?
Now, after milking, we go to the records. So this one, we have to show very clearly,
Yeah.
this is the record of production and distribution.
Yeah.
This side is for production, that side is distribution. So every cow, kama Sioux, Champion, Kitale, Zawadi, and so forth.
Yeah.
Then we record in the morning, in the afternoon, in the evening.
Yeah.
Then at the end of the day, we totalize each animal, and then we totalize the total production.
Yes.
And then you come here, you do the distribution. In the morning, you distribute. This customer number 1 is the calves. Calves. We have calves feeding with milk.
So you have to put that in record.
That one must be recorded so that it is also valued. At the end of the day, you convert into money. And then school is our customer. Then KCC, of course, and then home and everything and every individual.
Yes.
Then if you produce in the morning total of 77.5, bring forward here, then you subtract as you distribute, then you know how much balance, how much are you losing.
Yes.
Because somebody might be weighing there, and then hapa inakuwa loose when he's distributing. So you will assess your efficiency hapa.
Yes.
If there is a lot of losses here, then it means you must instruct the person to weigh properly. And then at the end of the day, or at the end of the year, there is what we call lactation period. When a cow starts producing milk, you start counting up to 305 days. That is one lactation. And that lactation is the total milk produced in that period determines how capacity ya hiyo ng'ombe. Then that ng'ombe, you come again, you deal with the feeding. Every ng'ombe, the same animals, as they produce here, they also eat there differently. There is a formula which will be guided by production. Then you calculate and know this one deserves to be given 10 kilos of dairy milk. This other one is supposed to be given 5 kilos because of the production levels here. And that's why we have this list where we have in the morning this cow called Nesta. We give it 2 kilos. In the afternoon 2 kilos. In the evening 2 kilos. Total 6. That means when we come to calculate the production yake and we calculate the cost of that dairy milk, is it producing some extra income? Is there any cross margin which is okay? If it is eating more than production here, there is something to be done. Then after that, you have another record of diseases. Pest and diseases. The same cows, you have a list of their names, and each one is allocated a page, so that treatment, date of treatment, the cost, and then the same thing continues for a whole year. So every year we review this, see which animal is costing us a lot. Kuna some animals which are sicklings. Every now and then the fat is there. Every now and then the fat is there. And this one includes service, AI, artificial insemination, because we are not using bulls. Because using a bull is more expensive. Because you'll have to feed with this same feeds, and it's not producing milk. So the best thing is to buy the semen. And then.
And where do we get this semen?
Semen, we have the service providers. They are veterinary people, and they are trained AI people. So their business is to store the semen, the proven and certified semen from Kakrik, for example. I hope you can see this. This Kakrik is in Kabete. It is the Kenya government producing cement in the country. So the way they do it, they come, we have what we call breeding levels. If a cow has no records, that cow is not known. Qualities yake hajulikani. So what you do, you must start recording production yake and then improvement. So you start with what we call foundation. Then when you select the bulls, according to the purpose of production, disease resistance, high production, and easy to conceive, because these records also will tell you kuna cows zingine wanakuja on heat, when they are served they don't get conceived. So you bring again the AI, he serves again, it doesn't conceive. But the AI person will always charge you. So if you look at the charges and you have not even gotten one, then it is a problem. Then there is another cow which does not miss. If it is served once and it conceives. And then another factor, production of havers. Because we are interested in havers.
Yeah.
So kuna cows wengine wanatoa havers, kuna wale wanatoa ndume. Those ones who are producing
that.
Okay. There is a technology now called sexed semen. So, you know, in reproduction, we have X and Y chromosomes.
Yes.
Those which produces females and those which produces males.
Yeah.
So, the technology now has done a better job where we are dealing with only semen chromosomes that are producing calves, which are havers, but they are a bit expensive. Yes, but in terms of natural breeding, if we time properly, you can also succeed. Because when a cow comes on heat, you must count the hours when the signs are shown. So if you time properly, then normally the chances of getting a female becomes higher. But if you don't time properly, you know it can start at night, then you might come and report that you saw in the morning saa mbili. Kumbe ilianza saa 6 usiku. So a serious farmer will even sleep in the dairy to monitor their cows. And then once you have started recording, then you know the history of every cow. That last time ilikuwa hii, next time itakuwa hivi. And then you will keep on calling the right time.
Wow.
Then you can get the havers. Because the dairy industry, we are interested in females because of
production of
milk.
Yeah.
So whenever we get a bull, we sell before they are 2 years. Yes, or even immediately after you win, you can sell.
Wow.
Yes, but it's very costly in terms of milk. So sometimes ikisaliwa, you can just sell.
Yeah.
And then you get some money, buy feeds for the others. So, another question. Yeah, those are the main things I was trying to emphasize. So when it comes to selecting the cows, you will be assisted by this production. Kuna moja amesa hapa kike peke yake, and that is the one that we need. Na anakuchanga on hit and it doesn't miss. So that cow is very good. Then the others we shall see amesa ndume. Last year the same, the other year the same.
So what happens to them after ushajua hii ni history yake?
Kama it's producing males peke yao, then we can see whether milk production is high enough. Then we can sacrifice. We can continue for six times. Then you do what we call culling. Culling means you don't continue dealing with one cow until it is too old.
Okay.
It starts giving you losses. So akisa 6 times you can sell. Then you replace with another young female. And that is why we have a continuation. We have to have continuity. We have to produce enough females, what we call followers. Those ones are the replacers of the older ones. And that is why we have groups. We have lactating group here, which we shall see right now. Then we have a group of havers, the senior havers, then the followers, then the followers and the youngest. So we shall see the groups there. As soon as the mature haver is served, then it comes to the maternity. As soon as it calves, it joins the lactating group. And then the cycle continues. And those ones who are here, they are also milked as they are carrying the calf inside. And then at the end of 2 months to calf, they also go to the maternity. That is why we have the classes of salt. This one called class is for heat. Yes, tunachochea ng'ombe apate heat. So havers from 6 months onwards are given this. And then after that, akipata mimba, unakuja ku stay there for 2 months. Those 2 months we call them, that period is steaming up. We prepare the animal for next lactation. And that is the time we deny chumvi ya maziwa. Hii chumvi ya milk production and a super. So when it is producing milk, we give this to this one. We give this type of salt.
Yeah.
As soon as we reach after 10 months, we stop milking. Ndama is almost ready to be born. So the 2 months that we take the cow to the maternity is called steaming up period, where we remove this one and replace with the dry cow salt. This dry cow salt is supposed to make the cow body to be able to manufacture calcium, even if it is not given the same.
Okay.
But this one, you know, is already a lot of calcium, and calcium is utilized when it is milk, when milk is produced.
Yeah.
So the body of that cow is just resting because there is readily available calcium.
Yeah.
So it is not making the body to produce its own. Then when it's about to produce the calf, the calf will need a lot of calcium at the end of the period.
Yes.
So if it is not able to manufacture its own, it will suffer from that disease called milk fever. Because at the last 2 months, the fetus in the stomach, in the womb, is growing very fast, and it is utilizing the calcium. And the cow will be able to, the cow will not make the calf die. It will sacrifice its own calcium from its own bones.
Yeah.
So it extract that calcium from the bones. By the time inazaa, the bones yake imekuwa weak.
Yeah.
And that is why they normally calve and they sleep. They lie down.
Yeah.
Then you call the doctor akuje kuinject artificial calcium. Na ng'ombe inaamuka. So to avoid that problem, we give this particular salt naitwa dry cow. Na immediately hiyo 2 months inaanza.
Yeah.
It is the only salt you give until calving time. So this salt is enough to prepare the animal. And then the placenta will just come out easily.
Food production sasa. How you prepare the meals for each cow.
And by the way, dairy meal is the most costly item. It costs up to 80% of the cost of production. Because the government is supposed to subsidize that, or maybe zero rate the taxes of the ingredients.
Yeah.
The dairy meal is made of ingredients like cotton seed cake, sunflower seed cake, maize bran, wheat bran, pollard, and these products are byproducts of the main thing.
Yeah.
When they are making the sifted maize ugali, those are byproducts, which are supposed to be cheap. But at the end of the day, the manufacturers are selling to us at a very high price. So that is what makes the dairy industry not be profitable. So this one, when we had the ingredients here, cotton seed cake, those ingredients here, the wheat bran, we normally mix them at a certain on our own at a certain proportions, where we have to calculate the percentages. Kuna some limits you cannot allow a certain ingredient to be more than it is supposed to be.
How do you weigh that?
We weigh and then we calculate in percentage form. And then we come up with what we call crude protein percent. Crude protein means the amount percentage of proteins in that particular item. Kama for example sunflower iko na 35% crude protein. Cotton iko na 40%. The other one iko na yake. Maize bran iko na 15%. So when you calculate and weigh 100 kilos of this mixture, then you add the percentages, it should always come to around 16 to 19%, 20%. And that's why we have what we call high yielder and standard. Standard dairy meal and high yield dairy meal. it is determined by the quantities of proteins it carries. So you will feed according to production of the cow. You cannot feed high yield to a low producer.
Why is that so?
Because it is costly to make this one. You know, when you use a lot of high proteins to produce a high yield dairy milk, and the proteins are the ones that are sold. The higher the protein as the item, the more it is expensive. So in this one, you will find it is ranging from 16% protein, crude protein. The other one is ranging around 20, 24. Some of them are going to 25%. So you are selling the protein content. Yes, and the protein content is the material that makes the milk. And it is also determined by the genetics, as I said earlier. Because I can feed you with the same high protein content, and I feed another one with the same high protein content, but genetically you cannot convert that material into milk as opposed to the other one. This one has got a better conversion ratio into milk than you. Are you getting me? So the best thing I'll do to you, I'll feed you with a standard, which is of lower crude protein and therefore cheaper. And you will produce enough to buy that item.
So the more you produce, the more you get favors.
The more you get favors. Alright, that is the basic idea about dairy meal making. Then dairy meal, tunaitanga concentrates in classifying the feeds. Then we have the fodder, of course the green fodder, like napier grass, like lucerne, like desmodium. Those are proteins. And then there is kikuyu grass. We have also categories of carbohydrates and proteins also in the field. Yes.
So you plant them by yourselves?
We plant them ourselves. And then those ones, when they are cut, we shall come and cut into small chips. Nowadays, you know, cereal-grazed animals, they are not supposed to graze. They will be using a lot of energy. And that energy should have been used to produce milk. So we do what we call stall feeding. Stall feeding is where you feed the animal, inalala, naamuka inakula, inalala, naamuka nakunywa maji. So the energy is preserved for milk production. So you maximize the utilization of the feeds that are very expensive. So you convert into milk, and milk will give you cash. So what we do, we go and cut and carry for them, because they are not going to graze. So there are people, labor, employed to cut, bring it here, and they do the chaff, what we call chaff cutting. When you are feeding a cow, there is also what we call a nutrient content of the material. Kama it is too succulent, it means that stuff is still having a lot of water. So as you reduce the amount of water, there is what we call dry matter content, which is required for the animal. So the higher the dry matter content, the better the feed. So but the more succulent, the more it is not useful. Like now, for example, this one is pomerods. Pomerods, we normally grow pomerods, and then as it reaches a stage of flowering, soil inaanza make seeds. Don't allow it to make seeds to maturity, because the plant has been made by God to manufacture food, not for us, for the young one yake, for the seed, for perpetuation of the species. So it is busy making food, not for us, but for the seed, which will make sure the next generation will be there. So as the plant is growing, the leaves are green, green because they need to utilize the sunlight to manufacture food. Then that food is meant to be translocated to where the seed is, where the flower is, and the flower will make up the seed. So you wait until that time when the flowering is almost over, pollination imeoccur, now the seeding is now taking place, it is now growing and maturing. Then you harvest when it is still green. So you get the highest quantities of feed.
Yeah.